They arrived at the merchant's hut, where Sebastian introduced his companions to an elderly woman named Elia.
Elia? This is the Merchant of the Woods.
You were expecting a man, weren't you?
Yes, and someone less wrinkled, with a shop full of weapons.
Forgiving Yoshka's indelible charm, he does have a point. Were you robbed?
Allow me to show you something.
The old woman reached into a brown leather bag beside her. She revealed a fine blade.
My gift to you. The rest will require a fee.
Thank you kindly. But your bag is clearly empty. What more have you to sell?
Empty? Is it now?
She reached into the bag and retrieved a bow. Once more, a spear. A third time, a shield. The group stood in silence as she returned all 3 items to her bag. Her empty bag.
I don't believe it.
This bag reveals items as readily as said items are ready to be revealed. It is that simple.
Years later, your literal bag of tricks still amazes me.
I will provide weapons and armor. I ask only for fair payment.
Well, you speak as though you plan to join us.
You fear I will slow you down?
Let's just say you don't. The question remains, where the hell are we going? We're off to find the sun and send the old man to the god who crafted a legendary sword. A god I'm not so sure I believe in the first place.
Oh, Hadur is very real. The Firesmith King of the Copper Forest.
Do you know how to reach him?
No, but I do know who can. We must go.
As they left the great forest, the old woman revealed their destination, a fortress known as Balványos. There, they would find a Taltos to lead them to the land of the gods. After many miles of complaints from Yoshka, they reached a bridge. A very broken bridge.
This should not be like this.
No, it should not.
A woman drew near. She spoke in a somber tone. A tone of great loss.
A curse has claimed this path.
More curses? And who are you?
I'm Kela of the Stonemasons Guild. Well, formerly.
Your reputation precedes you. Even I know of the stonemasons.
We built Deva Fortress, but not without sacrifice. Great sacrifice.
Yes. A dark enchantment created this castle.
And a dark enchantment has ripped it apart.
Going around Deva will cost us days.
Then we still pass through it.
No, you don't. Not without a fight. A very supernatural one at that.
We're really not done fighting ghosts, are we?
Ha! If it means fulfilling our quests, I should hope not.
Very well then. I will join you, for there is much more to tell.
And then they followed an old woman and a mason into a haunted castle. No one is ever going to believe this.
Do you think we'll see the villager we spoke to? He said he was headed to Deva.
Then he was headed toward his doom.
No great loss. There was something off about him.
While you could use some lessons in empathy, I also tend to agree with your assessment of his persona. Something off, indeed.
It won't move. It's too heavy.
I'm so used to fighting skeletons now. Their rotting flesh makes these fellows so much more personable.
In most cases, I would have killed you on sight and fed you to my children. But a griffin is not without his sense of gratitude. I did promise you a reward. This feather.
A feather? Is it too late to lock him up again?
This priceless feather is imbued with the power to lift any object it touches with ease. You're welcome.
I suppose we should also thank you for not eating us.
Do not tempt me. You have no idea how hungry I am. Each of you very likely faces a grisly death within these walls. If desperate, perhaps I may return to feast upon your carcasses. But may my gift help delay such an outcome for as long as is possible. Farewell.
That creature sure has a knack for memorable farewells. I'll give him that.
I think we know just where to test our new gift.
Remarkable! I'll need one of these for myself once we've saved Operencia.
To the humble shop of the merchant of the woods.
Humble seems an understatement. It's just you and your sack, isn't it?
I need nothing else, and nor do you. Simply view my list and tell me what you like. Assuming you have the gold, of course.
Where does the list come from?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes, we would.
So demanding, Yoshka. And you wonder why no one likes you?
I assure you, there are many other reasons.
Well, I try not to dislike someone based on their looks.
Hey!
The list comes from the same place the items do. The same place where the items you sell me return to, I imagine.
We can sell you items as well.
So long as you don't have them equipped, yes. You can even buy them back if you like, for a slight markup.
Ah, indeed. That's the area I've always known.
I'll find a way to surprise you someday, old friend. I promise.
Pleasantly, I hope.
Yes, me too.
This is the door to the barracks. We must find a way in.
My favorite book.
Can you even read?
It's my favorite book because it always reveals a secret room. Every castle it's in, every time. They must sell them in bulk. Well, damn it.
It was an honor.
That was Captain Ferdinand, defender of this castle. It speaks well to your skill that we did not perish.
Oh, I'm sure we'll have plenty of other chances for that.
My lady, we have reached your hammer.
Thank you, Mezey, Knight of King Vakar.
You know of my kingdom.
Of course she does. She helped build its castle. I was there.
Anna!
In the flesh, so to speak.
I have so many questions.
Ask me as we camp. For now, be ready for anything. Moving this floor dial does nothing without the proper tokens in place.
That doesn't fit in here.
In all my travels, never have I seen such a monstrosity.
Anna is one with this fortress. She controls every stone.
On the bright side, he doesn't look very smart.
Then again, Yoshka, it is smart enough to wish you dead. Maybe I could learn something from it.
Ha ha ha.
Before we step 1 foot further...
I still owe you an explanation of what happened here. Very well. For centuries, all of Operencia revered the stonemasons for creating some of the greatest structures known to man. Any task bestowed upon us, we gladly handled with unmatched mastery and skill. We never failed, until one day, not so long ago, we did. There is a reason so few live between Deva and the Great Forest. A curse has lingered for so many years, time itself hides its origin. Yet King Vakar, the very man you serve, Mezey, insisted on expanding his kingdom here, with a castle so grand it would rival the greatness of his own. We believed we could do it. The curse, it believed otherwise. Day and night we worked, but whatever we constructed by day collapsed. Whatever we built at night fell to the ground by morning. My second-in-command, Boldijar, had studied the dark arts in his spare time. A hobby, he called it. And from that, an unfathomable solution emerged. With the right mixture to our mortar, he said, we could defy any curse. Its key ingredient, the warm blood and bones of the next person to set foot on this site.
And that person was Anna.
Not without much debate and many harsh words, I assure you. But yes, Anna.
A stunned silence consumed them, until Sebastian could no longer handle his pent-up rage.
You sacrificed a poor girl for pride?
And the price is being paid as we speak. The endless night empowers her tortured soul, though I do not know what set it free. Nothing more will I say of this now.
But you will say more. There's more to this story.
If we didn't need you to progress, Kela, I'd shoot an arrow straight through your chest, with no hesitation.
I would not stop you.
I would.
I know that's a lot to take in, everyone, but we must move on.
Agreed.
It cannot be. Benedek?
Did you know him, my lady?
Once. But now,
Kela!
Well, look at that. He remembers you. I'm touched. Really.
Benedek, only in a mindless state do you show any degree of backbone. Your end is nigh, coward.
Do not let your feelings cloud your judgment.
I assure you, Sebastian, this connection only fuels my fire. Mate, Marton, you both disappoint me so.
You said those masons disappointed you, Kela. How so?
Mostly Mate. At first, he opposed the idea of sacrificing a human being to erect this fortress.
He stood with you. I understand.
He changed his mind, partly due to my own misled urgings. I never said I was free from blame here.
At least you admit it.
That's the most peculiar wine dispenser I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of wine dispensers.
The ropes circling each receptacle feel very deliberately placed.
And why is one rope a different color than the others?
It's at the red ring. Nothing happened.
Maybe if it's even with the red, not past it.
I don't see how that's possible. At least not without wasting perfectly good wine.
It is possible, but not without wasting perfectly good wine.
That was almost witty, Mezey. I didn't know you had it in you. It truly pains me to see good wine spill out onto this evil floor.
Not evil. Vengeful is more accurate.
Sure, vengeful. You want to focus on the problem at hand?
You want to focus on the problem at hand?
We almost have it. Closer. I know you see it now.
By the gods! A key!
Sweeter than wine in our current situation.
Debatable.
Karui, my brother, may you finally rest in peace. At last, now that we have all 4 tokens, I can reclaim my hammer.
Let it never be said I failed to keep my promises. That would only be you, darling.
Anna, I thank you.
Kela approached the mighty Stoneheart trapped in the rock. Before she could touch it, the enchanted tool exploded from the rock that encased it, in a flash of blinding light. It fell to the ground. As Kela reclaimed her hammer, she felt no sense of solace, only solemn determination.
The hammer's magic will reinstate shattered pathways, such as the one beside us. From there, we'll collect any chains we see. Once we have enough, I'll imbue them with a spell that will allow us to trap her.
I couldn't help but notice, Kela. The spirit called you darling.
Finish your story. This was no random individual chosen to sacrifice, was it?
The enchantment required the chosen individual to be one of our wives. We agreed it would be the first to visit the site.
And your wife was Anna. Interesting.
She never visited me on the job. Never. I let my pride take over. And the assumption it would be someone else.
How do you live with yourself, Kela?
I don't live with myself. Only with pain, misery, regret.
What's done is done.
I regret what has happened. I may regret what we must do.
Kela started to work. The flames escaping the forge seemed not of this world. Who knows? Maybe they were not. The mason's eyes glazed over. A trance consumed her. Each precise strike amazed her companions. Was she channeling the gods?
We have what we need.
I know things ended terribly, Kela. But there must have been some good times between you and Anna.
The best. Shortly after a curse consumed the sunken castle at the lake, my fellow masons and I were en route to a new job. Anna appeared before us, disheveled and starving, but so very beautiful. She said she had just been used as a pawn in a battle of brothers, that King Brek had chained her to a carriage he forced her to pull, as though she were a horse.
It can't be. Your Anna is the very same one who shed the tear to start the curse. The one for whom the Lake of Anna is named.
It is called that now, isn't it? Yes. She was one and the same.
Such tragedy in her life. And her death.
But that time we had together, just a few years. Yet they were the greatest moments of my life. No great structure I will ever build can match the loving bond we forged. I can think of no better way to die than by her hand, ghostly as it may be now.
But it does not have to be that way.
No, it does not. The sad irony of her vengeful spirit being set free is that it allows us a chance, however slight, of eventually bringing her back to life.
If she needs a mobile skeleton's body to inhabit, we know a place.
Yes, Yoshka. She knows that place quite well herself. It is as though you can relate to my own stories yourself. I sense great tragedy in you, Mezey.
And I thought I was tough on the kid.
You're not wrong, my lady. It all started when I had a dream. A dream I refused to tell my father when he asked about it, much to his chagrin. It just so happened that King Vakar passed by our house as my father scolded me. He too grew curious about my dream. He even took me with him to his castle, begging me for hours on end to tell it to him. I refused.
Good gods, Mezey. Even our young companion here didn't hesitate to tell me he's here because of a deer dream.
Hey, please. Continue, Mezey.
My refusal led King Vakar to immure me within the castle walls.
Like Anna. Only without any magic involved. Just Vakar's vile nature.
If not for Vakar's lovely daughter, who bribed the god to leave a stone loose, I would have surely perished. When an invading army attacked the castle, the princess set me free to deal with the threat. I did all I could, but was taken prisoner. The invading king challenged me to a battle of wits.
Wits? How in all the middle world are you still alive, then?
Because my dream foretold it all. I knew all that would happen, and I knew all answers. Had I shared any of my dream with anyone who begged to know beforehand, it would not have unfolded the same way.
This king you speak of, is it King Fondor? Recently deceased?
The same. He died by my blade.
Mezey is a kingslayer?
Look, are you ready for this?
Can I ever be?
None of us can. I do not approve of what happened here, but know that you have our support. All of us.
Ready the chains.
have earned this battle, my love. But you will not live through it.
If I were doing this for myself, I would not want to. But all life is at stake. I take no pleasure in this.
How could you?
The world once questioned our love. Many still do, I'm sure. But love unites souls, I assured her. Ours, most of all. She trusted me with all her heart, and I betrayed that trust. No longer. These chains hold your soul in stasis, my love. When this is over, it will be revived. It will be more alive than ever. And if you can find it in your heart to forgive me, I hope that it may unite with my own soul once more. But until that time, you, heroes, may have my hammer on this noble quest, if you will take it.
We will. Happily.
A moment, please.
She fell to the ground.
Elia?
Lying face down, she began to laugh. The old woman turned her head to the astonished faces of her companions. In mere moments, decades were removed from her face. And when she spoke, she sounded like me. It actually happened. I am me again. I am home.
I don't understand.
Elia, you are of the underworld?
I told you, I was there when Thade attacked. I was part of his army.
I don't believe it.
And I fled. I wanted to live in harmony with humanity, not to enslave it, as Thade aspired to.
So you chose to stay in Operencia?
When the battle concluded, I found no way to return to the gate before Attila closed it. I was stranded. I used the last of my waning power to assume the form of a human woman. And for the first time in millennia, I aged. All I had to my name was this magic sack. Handed to me for use in the invasion, ironically enough. I assure you, it's yielded more weapons to fight the underworld forces than it ever did to support them.
Was that your intention then? Or did you just see us as your best chance of getting back home?
Can it not be both? You must understand why I could not tell you this earlier. I have no secrets from you now.
I don't know that I trust you, Elia, but for once it does not horrify me to look upon your face.
I wish I could say the same of you.
In case there was any doubt, it's actually Elia.
I want to believe you, Elia, but how do we know that you won't turn on us now that you're home?
A worse threat than Thade already has the upper hand. His actions will not enslave the Middle World. They will destroy it. My conscience will not allow that to happen. After much consternation and debate, they agreed to have me along, reluctantly. Before going their separate ways, the companions gathered one last time. They were never happier. Lovers reunited. Former adversaries were now the best of friends. Young knights and magicians looked at the stars, unaware of their own futures of legend. And the farmer's son, the most unlikely hero of them all, ruled. It is said that all of their days were lived happily ever after. But really, what fun is that?